Have you ever really stopped to think if the way you start your day actually makes a difference to how the rest of it unfolds? Welcome to our deep dive.
Hey there. Yeah, it's a great question.
Today, we're really getting into this idea of kicking off the day with, well, intention and gratitude, exploring how that very first spark of consciousness might just, reshape your whole daily experience.
Right. And what really comes through from the material we looked at is just how significant that initial moment of waking up can be. It's not just like the end of sleep.
No, it's more than that.
Yeah, it's framed as a doorway, really, a threshold to what's possible. Every single morning offers this clean slate, a chance to consciously interact with things differently.
It reminds you that you're not just stuck in yesterday's patterns, I suppose.
Exactly. That freedom is inherent in each new day. It's quite a fascinating thought, isn't it?
Absolutely. And a concept that really jumped out is gratitude. Like right from the get-go, even before your feet hit the floor, it's like this reminder that just being here, being conscious, is, well, it's a gift in itself, a foundation.
It really is. You're invited to see your existence that way. And by focusing on gratitude right on the start, before the day's, challenges start rolling in, you're setting a kind of baseline vibration.
So it's a choice.
It's presented as a primary choice. Acknowledge what you have rather than immediately zoning in on what you feel is missing, which does make you wonder, how would your day change if that was the very first thing you did?
Yeah, I really like that idea of choosing to see things with other eyes, as it was put. You don't need all the answers the second you wake up.
No, definitely not.
Just that willingness, maybe.
Yeah.
That openness to look at the day, maybe even your whole life, from a slightly different angle.
It's like taking off slightly distorting glasses we didn't even know we were wearing. We do get stuck in our usual viewpoints sometimes, don't we?
For sure. And what's interesting is how this connects to the idea of like an inner connection.
Right. That came up quite a bit.
Talking about listening to the silence of your soul instead of all the external noise. That quiet morning moment is framed as this prime time to tune in,
Yeah, tune into a deeper part of yourself, a moment where if you actually pay attention, you might catch some subtle guidance. Have you ever felt that? That kind of clarity in the early morning quiet?
Sometimes, yeah.
Good.
It feels different. And that gratitude we mentioned, it's stressed that it isn't just a passive feeling that washes over you when things are good.
No.
It's an active decision, right? Something you can choose to cultivate, even when things aren't perfect.
Exactly. It's described almost as a form of wisdom, even like a bridge connecting our sort of everyday human selves with something bigger, something more transcendent.
So by consciously choosing it, we're actually changing something internally.
That's the idea, changing our own internal frequency, you could say. And this shift apparently has effects, maybe more than we realize.
And those internal changes have real impact based on what we explored. You mentioned how gratitude can, soften how you see things, broaden your view, bring clarity where there was confusion.
Clarity is a big one.
It's almost like saying thank you unlocks a different way of understanding things. Have you noticed how just a simple moment of thanks can shift your mood?
Definitely. And the key thing seems to be that this sense of, blessing that's talked about doesn't come from external rituals.
Okay, so not from, doing specific things.
Not primarily. It's presented more as a direct result of that inner state, a state of surrender, maybe, or just receptivity. It happens when we stop clinging so tightly to our expectations and just open up to what is.
What expectations could we maybe let go of when we start the day to be more open?
That's a good question. Maybe expectations about how the day should go, or what we must achieve.
Yeah, that makes sense. It reminds me of that phrase, when the agitated mind quiets down and begins to listen. Such a powerful image.
It really is. It's like by quieting that internal chatter, we suddenly become able to see the opportunities, maybe even the blessings, that were there all along but drowned out by the mental noise.
Don't you think that happens a lot? The inner noise just blinds us to what's right in front of us?
Absolutely. And this appreciation extends right down to our physical bodies.
Ah, yes, the body.
We're encouraged to appreciate its, intricate design, its incredible ability to heal itself, just the fact that we can breathe without thinking, that our heart beats.
It's if we totally take for granted.
Completely. When was the last time you actually took a moment just to thank your body for everything it does day in, day out?
Good point. Probably not recently enough. And it goes even further, right? Even being grateful for challenges.
Yeah, that one can sound a bit counterintuitive at first.
Right, why be thankful for difficult stuff?
But the perspective offered is that even the hardships, the losses, the times we feel completely overwhelmed, they actually contribute to our growth, to a deeper understanding.
So seeing obstacles as like opportunities in disguise.
Kind of, yeah. And if you link that to the idea of abundance, there's a really important shift in focus.
Okay, how so?
It stops being about what we lack, externally. Instead, it's about recognizing the greatness within oneself, the magnitude of what's already inside. True abundance starts there, with that inner recognition.
So if we focused more on inner richness instead of outer lack, how might that change things?
Well, the idea is that when you shift that inner perspective, your perception of your surroundings transforms too. The ordinary starts to feel, well, sacred almost.
Like the examples given, appreciating your bed, the sunlight, the feeling of water when you wash your hands.
Exactly. Simple things. It's as if gratitude itself infuses everyday life with a kind of sacred quality. What ordinary things could you start appreciating in a new way today?
That leads nicely into turning daily actions into a form of prayer, doesn't it?
It does, and not necessarily prayer in a strictly religious sense.
More like infusing activities with intention.
Exactly. With intention and gratitude, blessing your body as you get dressed, thanking the food you're about to eat. How could we bring that sense of purpose and gratitude into our everyday tasks?
And instead of just rushing into the day feeling obligated, the suggestion is to choose presence, awareness.
Making decisions based on your inner feeling, your intuition, rather than reacting out of fear or pressure. It's a fundamental shift in pace.
What decisions could you make today based on that inner sense rather than external pressure?
The core seems to be valuing what you already have. That's the real transformation. That's what lets you see possibilities where before you only saw limits.
Recognizing the value in what's already here.
Yes, that activates something significant within you. What do you truly value in your life right now?
Thinking about that. And then there's this intriguing idea of a principle of multiplication.
Ah, yeah, that was interesting.
Not based on just grinding harder, but on a kind of resonance of gratitude that actually attracts new opportunities, creates a sense of flow.
Could gratitude be a key then? A way to unlock possibilities we don't even see yet?
It seems like it. It's as if starting the day with that connection, that clear intention, creates an inner harmony that brings order and clarity to everything else.
How would your day feel if you started it truly aligned with a deep intention?
And to make it more concrete, the source material shared specific declarations, examples of how to consciously set that positive tone.
Right, those affirmations.
Things like stating you're awake and grateful, connecting with the divine through breath, choosing to see abundance, trusting guidance, choosing love and calm, honoring life. They're powerful statements you can weave into your morning routine.
And the key is not just rattling them off, right? It's doing it with focus, with real intention, being present with the words.
Each word becomes like a seed then, with the potential to grow into your actual experience.
That's the idea. So what intention would you choose to plant for your day today?
And the final invitation is really to carry that energy, the energy you cultivate in the morning throughout the entire day.
Yeah, let it influence your words, your choices, your thoughts, even your silences.
How could you keep that positive energy alive as the hours go by?
Maintaining that inner connection then becomes, well, vital for overall well-being. It's what helps you recenter when you get thrown off course. It gives you a stable foundation.
What practices help you stay connected to yourself during a busy day?
Because ultimately, that connection is where your real wisdom and inner strength lie, not some force imposed from outside, but something that bubbles up from listening within.
It offers guidance, resilience.
Exactly. Which part of your inner wisdom could you tap into today?
And through that connection, it's suggested, you can have this personal experience of feeling held, supported by something larger than yourself.
A constant source of support you can always return to? Have you ever felt that presence, that support, especially in tough times?
I think so, yes. So starting the day with this awareness and gratitude isn't just a nice little practice. It's described as a genuine blessing.
A blessing, yeah. And our task then is to live in alignment with that blessing throughout the day.
How could you honor that blessing as you go about your day-to-day?
Ultimately, it's about recognizing that each day is this sacred opportunity, and how you choose to begin it really sets the tone for everything that follows.
What concrete step will you take today to really live the sacredness of this present moment?
It's profound stuff when you really think about it.
It really is. So maybe the question to leave everyone with is, What tiny thing can you choose to be grateful for today that might just shift your perspective on everything else? If you enjoyed this deep dive, please do give us a like, subscribe so you don't miss future explorations, leave us your thoughts in the comments, and maybe share this with someone you think might find it valuable.